In 1934, this car would have left the factory with a very modest Studebaker 6. Today, there's an aluminum head, dual carbureted, straight pipe Chevrolet V8. Somebody clearly wants to be the car show dictator. This is a custom 1934 Studebaker Dictator 3-window coupe. It has a shortened rear end, custom chassis, chopped roof, high-rise intake, and crazy sound. But before we wake this thing up, I'm going to tell you why finding a Studebaker in this condition is so unusual. Studebaker did not begin with automobiles. The company's roots reach back to 1852, when Henry and Clement Studebaker opened a blacksmith shop in South Bend, Indiana. The company became famous for wagons and carriages way before automobiles. By 1920, Studebaker had ended horse-drawn vehicle production and was shifting automobile manufacturing into South Bend. That history matters because Studebaker didn't just become an overnight success. It arrived with decades of experience building machines meant to travel across America. During the 1920s, Prohibition, the great economic boom, and Studebaker, the Studebaker 6, the Whiskey 6. It was rechanging its name. The former Standard 6 became the Dictator, while the company's more expensive automobiles carried names including Commander and President. The name was not intended political, or was it? It was bold marketing from a company that believed engineering, durability, and value could challenge the largest manufacturers in Detroit. Then came the Great Depression. Right after that, 1933, Prohibition ended. Now, receivership for Studebaker. They almost collapsed. Then, 1934, the company came with more redesigned, streamlined models. The Dictator came back as a 6-cylinder model at a time when Studebaker was rebuilding its lineup and the future. That makes the original car more important. It came back, carried the shape and character with its ambition. And then somebody looked at all that history and decided, no, let's change this up. The body is finished in a vibrant metallic blue, but the paint is almost secondary to the proportions. The roof has been chopped, the trim has been shaved, and the hood is gone completely. That exposes the massive engine and visually stretches the entire front of the car. You still have the graceful rear fenders and rounded pre-war body lines, but now they sit over a custom lowered chassis with polished 5-spoke wheels and a big fat tire. That is the balancing act in a resto mod like this. Street rod, rat rod, you change too little, it gets lost in the crowd. Change too much, and it loses its originality. Inside, the build becomes much more restrained. The custom-made Corvette high-back bucket seats are finished in a black vinyl with textured cloth inserts. Black carpeting, matching door panels, and a black headliner keep the cabin from competing with its exterior. The metallic blue continues across the steel dashboard, where white-faced odometer gauges replace the original instrumentation. You also have a polished 3-spoke steering wheel, a tilt column, and that floor-mounted shifter. Unmistakably, it has a hot rod interior with tilt wheel and custom Corvette seats. Now we get to the reason no one is walking past this car. Power comes from a Chevrolet small block V8, topped with dual Holley carburetors. Polished scoop, tubular headers, finned valve covers. Traditional show rod. But you know what everyone forgets? Cooling. This aluminum radiator, electric fans. Then let's get to the electronic side. Electronic ignition and fuel. Braided fuel lines all the way through. As all that gas dumps in those doubles, you got a 400 transmission running all the way back to the shortened Chassis Works rear end, along with Aldan suspension. 411 gears should favor hard acceleration rather than that relaxed highway cruising, which feels completely appropriate in this one. From the driver's seat, you're looking past the scoop, sitting beneath a lower roofline that has incredibly way too much space. And get ready to put on your favorite playlist song. visibility, refinement, fuel economy, we're probably not on the top of this builder's list. This is the kind of car you experience before it even moves. And once it does, you fall in love. A stock 1934 Studebaker Dictator tells the story of an independent American manufacturer fighting its way through one of the hardest periods in automotive history. This one tells a different story. It takes the shape Studebaker created and filters through American muscle and hot rod culture. We have the full listing, price, photos, everything, ClassicCarAddict.com. Now let me know, would you keep it like this or would you want it preserved? I like it with the big engine, no excuses. I'm Hutch, ClassicCarAddict.com. 1934 Studebaker. Let's get in this drive. Starts right up. Yeah, buddy. Barely any miles on this, so this is all break-in. We're not going to be going crazy, or maybe we will. Got turn signals, all the gauges are working, electric fan. but it's fun. 1934 Studebaker. This is a custom. It's set up. If you're wanting to go to the drag strip, this one you can take out there. Now the great thing about this is it is all pretty much new and fresh. New paint, it's been chopped, shortened rear end. It's got a 350 that's just putting out some power. It's got big back Mickeys on it. And again, this thing looks beautiful all the way around. You can just see that they did a really, really good job with this one. Only thing that's kind of missing is some wheelie bars. This thing's even got turn signals that function, headlights. It's got all the good stuff. And it's got glass for the side windows. Now we'll get into the engine. Aluminum radiator, Edelbrock Performer heads, and then you have your custom headers just going right out the side. You got twin Edelbrocks on there, and those are just shooting down that fuel. So you've got everything you can put down to the ground. It's got a turbo 400. Then you've got here in the rear, you have your shortened rear end, and that's set up with 411 gears. Paint has been all redone, frame off, custom chassis, and it's been shortened really well. And we'll go through just some of the little defects just so you know exactly what you're getting. You can see here, trim line has got just a few little things going on right there, but it's been smooth all through the front. I really like how they did this. No wipers on here. Of course, you're not going to take this fully out in the rain, but the fitment's actually in really pretty good shape for these old cars. It does come out just a little bit here at the bottom, but it also does have all new seals. And then going in through here, does have a new interior. And I like what they did with those seats. They just brought it, new carpet, also has got tilt, also have got new gauges, and there's barely any miles on this as well. And of course, it's got headphones because you need that when you're driving this. And you can take this fully out to race day and actually just put it on the track. Other than it is missing just a few things. It is not certified by any means because it doesn't have a shut-off switch, and it's gonna run pretty fast. So with that, you got right in here. You also have for your headers, if you want to quiet them down just a little bit, which if you're going to drive it, you probably put those in. But fuel tanks here in the rear. You've also got here in the rear, your battery is right back here. We had the NOCO box hooked up to it. Just right in there. Just to show you, carpet all in through there. And when you guys are seeing this, we're going to be almost at race week. It's going to be awesome. Make sure that you watch us. This is going to be on IMSA. We have number 41 running all the way out around the track. He's the youngest, Jensen. We are Team Jensen on this. Number 41 for the Mazda Cup Series. It's going to be awesome. Getting into the GT4s, GT3s, and prototypes soon, right? Hey, that's the whole goal. But back here to this car. Again, look at this thing, just beautiful. And those suicide doors, they look so good. It just has, it's actually, you can get in and out with ease. And windows right there. This one is a little stiff. Going down is actually really good. All right, guys, we are getting under this 1934 Studebaker, and it is done right. And it, of course, has got your Mad Mike Molia chassis, 350, 3-speed automatic transmission. Everything's all built in that. You also do have your trans cooler, and you can see back here, Ford 9-inch. That thing is just looking strong, really well put together. You've got your rear coilovers, 411 gears, big tire, things really, really pumping. And then also you've got your Sanderson headers that are shooting out, and that's why they just sound so, so good. This one's available, classiccaraddict.com. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this one.